Hi everyone, thank you for allowing me to come back up here once again and talk about something that does pertain to myself. But before I get started, I would like to share a little thing I think I notice about myself, and that's I feel like I tend to speak a lot. And even Professor Goldberg mentioned before, I do tend to speak a little fast too. I don't think I'm chatty either. No one's ever told me I'm chatty or giving me that look that says, I think, I don't want to listen anymore, but I'm going to sit here and be nice to her anyway. So when it came to making this presentation, I thought about everything I've spoken about. Every time I wanted to tell a story, every experience I've had, every piece of advice I wanted to share with someone else. And I really honed in and thought, what can I put up here that's going to capture everyone's attention? My last lecture. And then suddenly it hit me that instead of doing something I learned, maybe it was time to give credit where credit is due and to talk about someone who gave me the opportunity to learn so much, to lay down a path for me brick by brick so that I could come up here and I could teach you guys or give advice, someone who did it all. So I'd like to introduce my mother. Her name is Billie Jean Vargas, and she is my hero in every way possible. No, she's not named after the Michael Jackson song. I know it's really tempting, especially when it comes on in public. Everyone looks at her like, are you going to sing it? She's not. She hates it, actually. She was born before it. And we look nothing alike. That's her. She is blonde. Strawberry blonde. And if you can tell from me standing up here, I am absolutely not. And she is the type of person that you want in your circle. She is the type of person that can make you laugh, but that can also make you cry, and the type of person that you want to listen to. And some fun little things about her. She's an ER nurse, so if you think you've seen it all, I implore you to have a conversation with her because I'm tired of hearing about it at the dinner table. Her favorite color actually is blue. And let me tell you, my nursery was blue, my first birthday was blue, her announcement that she was pregnant with me was blue. How mad do we think she was when I turned 8 and said I wanted everything pink? She hated me. I think I was her least favorite person. But at the same time, I'm also her favorite person. Does anyone know what the word Mia means in Spanish? Mine. My middle name is Mia, Isabella Mia Vargas. Isabella is after her grandmother, Vargas is her surname, and Mia means mine because she's told me I am literally, will always be, only hers. So today I would like to teach you some things that she's taught me, if you'll let me. And I think you'll take something away from it because I definitely have. For starters, generosity is everything. And I'm not talking big generosity. I'm not asking anyone to donate $100 every day or save baby birds for a living like Snow White. All I'm asking is to consider that you take nothing when you leave this earth. And Joanna mentioned this in her speech, and it is something my mom tells me frequently because she loves to give. In a world that takes, she loves giving. Let me paint this for you. You come to my house, she'll make you a 5-course meal. You'll have leftovers, maybe you're ready to go. Before you leave the door, you know what? Here's a bag of chocolate. She saw it in the grocery store, she thought of you. It's great, you should have it. You know what, while we're in the kitchen, there's this bag of coffee she just bought, and you know what, it's so good, but she could buy more. You don't know where to get it, you should just take the coffee while you're at it. There's cups in the pantry. She doesn't use these cups, they're brand new, they're from Home Goods. You should take them, they would look great with the rest of your set. And before you go, there's a box of shoes behind the couch that she's not going to return because who goes to do returns anymore? Please take them. Suddenly you're leaving my house with about 4 bags of groceries and enough food to feed an entire another family. How would that make you feel? Pretty good. So everyone that's ever spoken to me on some attributes they see in my mother, they say, she's generous. She gives and she gives. And she tells me it's because when you leave this earth, you take nothing. So leave behind a memory, leave behind a smile. It costs a lot more. Age is a mindset. My mother, she reminds me of a palette of paint, except she would be the brightest most outgoing color on there, the one that people tend to avoid, but then it looks beautiful on the canvas anyway. She is goofy, she sings when no one else is singing, she dances when everyone else is sitting, and my favorite thing, she draws on restaurant tablecloths with a pen because it takes too long for the food to come out. She's incredibly goofy because she believes to have fun and to stay a kid at heart. That is the most important thing. Growing up is scary. I think it's actually terrifying. And she tells me it doesn't matter. You'll remain who you are at heart, no matter how old you get. I think that's something beautiful. That's something we should all take away. Be kind. I know it seems very small or simple, something we learned early on from maybe all our parents and guardians. However, my mom spins it into a very specific phrase. She says, you win more bees with honey. There's a lot of renditions of this phrase, some of it with flies and I think vinegar too, but this is the specific one that she likes to share with me. And does anyone know exactly what it means, do you think? Maybe what it translates to or how you interpret it better. Yeah?
People won't sting you if you're nice to them.
That's a good one. I actually didn't think about that. I like that. Anyone else want to add?
If you're sweet, it attracts people to you.
Yes, that's the way that she poses it to me. The kinder you are, the more hearts you'll win. I called her a couple months ago at work because there was a woman that made me want to quit my job all in about 5 seconds because she swore that I served her undercooked radishes on a salad. For anyone that doesn't know, radishes are served raw. So that was interesting, and I called her from the back room and told her, I can't do it. I might cut this woman with a fork. I might quit. I might yell at my manager. And she was like, honey, listen, you win more bees with honey. Just be nice. Be out there. Trust me. I'm like, okay. I go, and I treated this woman like she was the nicest, most pleasant person on planet Earth, although she was not. In return, she actually ended up leaving me a review on Google Reviews, and it was that I was the best waiter in this restaurant. I didn't expect that. I would not give her the same review. She was still not a nice person. However, with my mother's philosophy, if you're nicest to even the people that you don't want to be nice to, they'll always remember you, and they'll remember you for how kind you are. Lastly, my favorite, be spontaneous. I kind of touch upon this in my persuasive speech, telling everyone just to go out there. When was the last time you did something for the first time, if anyone recalls? My mother is the embodiment of that. She was not born to settle, and she kind of makes me believe no one is. That we all need some sort of sense of experience, sense of adventure, sense of finding things out. And she does that every day, because she sees life as one big experience. When you go to a restaurant, when you go to the park, when you see a bird in the sky, when you take a picture, everything is an experience. There is no reason to settle down when you can just keep walking. You can learn something new, meet someone new. Last year, she wanted to go to Florida. I found that out the second day of spring break, and the third day of spring break, I was in a car on an 18-hour drive to Florida. She is the embodiment of spontaneous. She sees a TV in the store, screw it, we'll buy it. Do we have the money? I don't know, but you know what? Money comes and goes. That TV might never be on sale again. So do things as you please. If you want to do it, do it. You don't have to be the person that says, I don't know, maybe it's inconvenient, we could do it later. Be the person that says, you know what, why not? Because when else can we do it again? So in a culmination, I know it might seem from these slides that me and my mother are the closest of mother-daughter duos and the best. That is not true. I love my mother, and I gave her her fair share of a run for her money growing up. I had my moody years where I resented her for parenting me. It seems silly now, but it's true. And I'm sure she, at some point, was not too happy with me for growing up because, you know, I'm the only one and I'm hers. And I know that must have been hard. However, one thing I do really want you guys to take away from this is that this is your parents' first time on this earth, too. We live this life of learning and we expect them to teach us and set us on this path. However, this is their first time, too. It's not like someone gave them a manual, gave them the kid and was like, this is how you're going to do it. You got it. They're learning. We're test subjects, essentially. So next time you're really frustrated or you feel like they might not understand, remember that they're learning with you. It's also our job to teach them as much as it is their job to teach us. And with that, be a force of nature. Be unstoppable. To do that, I think you have to be generous. I think you have to be kind. I think you have to be spontaneous. I think you need to be a kid at heart. I think you need to be every type of good. And to my mother, a thank you to her for being unapologetically herself. Otherwise, I would not be able to give this presentation. And to all of you, thank you so much for listening. I've enjoyed this class more than you'll ever know. Thank you.